guys, my name is Abby. I work with Back in Line Family Chiropractic, and recently there's been a lot of buzz going on with vibration plates, what they can do for you, and if you should even be doing them. So, for today, I am going to go through a couple different exercises that you can do on a vibration plate that kind of helps with your overall balance, some mobility, and it's really good for beginners if this is something that you've never done before but you're really interested in. So, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you want to make sure that you have a good stance when you're on the vibration plate. You want to make sure that you feel very secure when you're on it. So there's a couple of different ways that you can stand on it. You can have your feet shoulder width apart, like how I have them now, or they can be a little bit closer together so that they're more in line overall with your body. For what I'm going to be doing, a lot of it is going to be the shoulder width apart. We're going to do a couple of the single stand or single leg stand exercises, so that'll be more centralized. But I'll go through all that with you once we get there. So let me go ahead and clip this in. There we go. Okay. And then a couple of things just to get started. There's a couple different modes on any given vibration plate. It kind of will go either up and down, it'll go side to side, or it'll do a mixture of the two of them. For today, we're just going to focus on going up and down, and I'm going to keep it at the lowest speed possible, just so that way it is beginner friendly for everyone, no matter what you're doing. We're going to do for 10 minutes today. So what you're going to want to do first is go ahead and get it turned on. There's just a power button down at the bottom. So this is the general basis of it. You just kind of vibrate back and forth. I'm going to go ahead and start a timer here for 30 seconds, and we're going to hold this position for 30 seconds. So there's not really much to it. You can kind of stand here with your hands on your hips if you want. You can keep them down at your side. You can cross them over. If you feel very unstable in this position, you can have something off to the side that will help keep your balance. So in my example for today, I have this handy dandy little stick. So at some point in time, I might need it, but it's just off to the side right now. Yeah, this is kind of the basis of the first one here. We just kind of hold this pose for another second here when we're done there. So the next part that we're going to go into is we're going to do some squats, both with your hands above your head. Go ahead and squat all the way down or as far as you can go, and then come back up. You want to make sure that your knees are staying in line with the top of your toes and you're not going too far over, and that your hips are staying in line with your ankles. So same thing, we're going to do this for 30 seconds, and then we're going to do the same thing but with our arms on our hips. So there's our timer for that. Switch it to being arms on the hips. And same thing, if you feel unstable during this, go ahead and grab onto something to help you stay more stable. We don't want any injuries. Same thing with your hands on your hips. You want to make sure that your squatting position is good, knees staying in line with the toes, hips staying in line with the ankles there. Make sure you're breathing through all of this as well. All right, there's my timer. So the next one that we're going to do is going to be a single leg stand. So I'm going to move my left foot into the middle here. I'm going to put my hands on my hips. I'm just going to raise my right foot up. This is the one where if you need a little bit of additional support, you can grab onto that stick, the chair. You can do this up against a wall so that way you can have your balance on both sides, whatever is comfortable for you. But we'll just hold this for a couple more seconds, and then we'll switch over onto the next foot. There's timer, so switch to the next foot. Same thing, 30 seconds there. This one is really good for engaging your ankles and making sure that you have good ankle mobility for uneven surfaces. Alrighty, there's my timer again. So this next one that we're gonna do is with our eyes closed. So I'm gonna use this guy, and I'm gonna go on that same foot, one hand on my waist. I'm just gonna close my eyes. This helps overall balance in general, so you can probably see I'm a little unstable with this one. Helps with balance in general, giving you a little bit more security as you age, but also still helping with that ankle mobility. It might be easier with the other ankle too, who knows. There's the timer. Go ahead and open my eyes so I can switch my feet. So back to the left foot now. So eyes closed. A little bit easier on this side, but Still a little unstable in general. So you kind of lost my balance there. So you just put your foot down and kind of reposition yourself. Alrighty, there's my timer. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself a little bit of a rest here. Just put my feet back out into this extended position here just while I reassess all my stuff. Looks like we have just about 6 minutes left. So we'll do a couple other things. But in general, we'll kind of just talk about the vibration plate and how this can be a really easy tool to have in your house. Doing this for 10 minutes a day can really help with some general lymphatic drainage if that's something that you notice getting a whole lot of fluid built up in your body throughout the day. I know a lot of kiddos, if they have some nervous system dysregulation, this can help with regulating their nervous system again, and just overall general recovery. All of those are some really good things with the vibration plate. So the next thing that we're going to do is some planks. So there's going to be 2 different kinds of planks that we do. You can kind of modify them to however you need, whether you put your legs down, if you have your arms straight, if you haven't bent, that sort of thing. But we'll go through a couple of them together. So I'm going to step on down here. And then the one that we're going to do first is I'm going to have my arms kind of out further and away from me. But I'm going to put my palms down. And then I'll wait for my timer to kick back here. But what this is going to do is we're just going to try and get some overall stability in the shoulders and in the core itself. So getting back here. And for a plank, you want to make sure that you have a neutral spine. So keeping your head, neck, and tailbone in line here. You don't want to be up here in a downward dog. You don't want to be way down low. You want to make sure you keep it nice and stable. Engaging that core while you're doing this. And if this feels like it's something that is a little bit too advanced for yourself, you can drop a knee down, still hold the same position, or you can go into a full-on forearm plank. And same thing with this one here. You want to make sure that your spine is staying neutral. You're not tucking too far in or dropping too far low, keeping it straight up and down. And then same thing, if this one feels like it's a little too advanced for yourself, you can drop a knee, you can take a couple breaths, and then bring that knee back up. Hold this one for another few seconds, and then we'll switch on to the next variation. Alrighty. So all of these are being done for 30 seconds. I probably should specify that. But the next one that we're going to do is going to be for a side plank. So same thing, same idea that we just had with the forward plank, but now, I don't know what button I hit, but it's still going. So go ahead and go up onto your side here. Same thing, keeping that neutral spine. You don't want to be super high up or super far down, keeping it nice and even. Just hold this for 30 seconds, keeping your opposite hand on your hip here. Remember to breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. All right, there's the timer. Switch to the next arm. And then same thing with the other planks. If these ones feel like they're too advanced for you, you can kind of drop drop a knee down, but go ahead and pop on up, keeping that same general position there. Alrighty, that is the last one there. So what we're going to do for the last little bit here, just work on some core in general. So we're going to do what's called a seated egg, and it's exactly like it sounds. So going in front of the machine, I'm going to go ahead and sit on it. Bring the legs up, cross the ankles, and just sit like this. Making sure that your legs stay up and you kind of rock back onto your glutes and just hold this position. We're going to do this one for 60 seconds just to finish off the exercises here. I should say too, if you want to add in a couple variations, if you had a medicine ball, you can kind of twist gently from side to side. That's going to help with core stabilization and general balance of your core as well. Very gently, you can kick the legs out and back in, do some general crunches. But for today, we're just going to hold this position for another 30 seconds to round off the day. You can also close your eyes to try and get some additional benefits, make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. Alrighty, that is the end of it here. So after this, it might feel a little bit unsteady. So make sure you get your feet out under you before you start moving around for the rest of the day. But that is everything with the vibration plate for today. If this is something you're interested in, you can book a consultation with our office and we can kind of chat a little bit more about vibration plate in general. Or if you just have other general questions or concerns, go ahead and give us a call to schedule. All right. Bye.